5 weird signs that you're going through a spiritual awakening. Going over these 5 signs will help you get a better understanding as to why things are happening to you in the first place and what to do about it. Let's get to it. Welcome back to another video, my friends. I am Elizabeth, and here on this channel, I help teach people how to be live. So the reason why knowing these 5 weird signs will help you get a better understanding as to why things are happening for you in your life right now is because as we go through our spiritual awakening, it's not usually something that we expect to happen. Not the spiritual awakening itself, I mean, yes, that too, but the things that happen to us just really throw us off. And since we are shifting into a new way of being, not a new identity. I mean, it is a new identity, but you're not shifting away from who you truly are. You're actually shedding away from the blockages that were shedding the light from who you truly are. So when you are going through the spiritual awakening, everything is twisting and turning. And so by knowing these 5 weird signs, it helps you get better in tune and be like, okay, this is happening for this reason. And I can feel more assured. And now I know better what to do. And so without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right in. Let me know in the comments which ones you guys are experiencing and which ones you guys aren't experiencing as we go through them. Okay. So number 1 is obviously what most of you are probably going through right now as you're watching this video, is that you're going through it. Now, there are different stages to spiritual awakening, so not everybody will go through this initially, but most people do when they first start to wake up and go through this transformation process, is that everything gets shaken up in their life and everything seems to be working against them. However, you know, if you've been studying laws of the universe, and if you haven't, make sure you check my other videos out, that everything is working for your benefit. But since everything's twisting and turning, things are shaking up your belief system, past traumas are getting brought up, all these transformations are taking place internally, it's going to seem like you're going through hell sometimes. So number 1, the strangest sign is that you are going through it. Number 2 is that since your identity is changing a lot, you are just going to have like an intense need to study. And like I said, not everybody will have all of these symptoms. So let me know in the comments which ones you guys are experiencing. But you will have a more need to study. You want to either expand your awareness in like a specific subject. You want to learn a new hobby. You want to learn a new craft. You want to explore your curiosity. You're more playful. You want to just basically expand, study, learn. Like it's become a new obsession for you and you just want to know and have a better understanding. You're starting to question everything and you want answers and you seek those answers. So that is number 2. Number 3, this is going back to like a shift in our identity, and that's your freaking taste buds will change. Like you cannot stand shitty food any longer. And what I mean by shitty food is not like, oh, I must have the best of the best, which I think we should obviously I think you all deserve the best of the best, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you cannot stand shitty food by low vibrational foods. Many people who are on a spiritual journey and who are very spiritual, they don't have to be vegan, they don't have to be vegetarian, but they eat pretty much plant-based, if not a full plant-based diets. They're eating foods that are of a high vibrational frequency because things like meat, cheese, milk, all these animal products, and if you don't know anything about this, I did make a video about 10 foods that are high vibrational, which I will link in the description so you have better knowledge about this. But because of what you're resonating with and what you want to likely link up with because of the direction you're being pulled into, you are only going to want to sync up with and eat the foods that are going to nourish your body. They're going to help you achieve the goals, that are going to allow you to keep elevating at a higher frequency that the spiritual awakening is allowing you to gravitate to. So you're not going to want to eat meat, cheeses, and like nasty foods as much. Some of you might even be turned off by it. So that is number 3. Number 4 is synchronicities. And I know you guys probably hear this in like all the other videos if you watch this again, but some weird synchronicities other than repeating numbers, because I know you guys hear that a lot, is like you might be thinking something and then it happens right away. And this goes to show a lot of different things on your spiritual journey, meaning that you are not only having synchronicities, but you're you are now in a dimension when you're able to think something and then watch it happen right away. You're in a dimension where you are able to manifest very quickly with little resistance. So that's why you're seeing that happen. But as you're going through that spiritual awakening, you will experience synchronicities like that. So you might be thinking about rain and then all of a sudden it might start downpouring, or you are having a conversation and then you may pause and then someone on the TV may finish what you were saying, or you were thinking it and then you turn around and that object is there. So you're going to have synchronicities. There's going to be a lot of them, whether that be you sit next to somebody who has the same shirt as you, but you're going to experience a lot of synchronicities. Reason being is you're waking up to the fact that everything's connected, and whatever you are resonating with predominantly, you are going to be experiencing it. So you're starting to notice how everything's linking up. So that's number 4. And last but not least, and there are more signs. So if you guys want me to talk about more signs for you guys, whether that be strange signs, exciting signs, scary signs, there are lots of signs. And so when we know these signs, it helps us better understand to address the subject and go deeper on ourselves. So if there's any sort of signs in a category that you guys want me to address, let me know in the comments. But the last but not least is that time is not real. And this can be, and you start realizing that time's not real. And this can be like of many senses. So either you lose track in time where you just don't, like, not that you don't care, but that you just become like kind of senseless in time. Like you're like, everything's going to play out the way it should play out. I'm getting lost in my craft right now, blah, 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 blah. And so time isn't real in that sense. Or time isn't real as a sense where like, traditionally, I will make a video, and if you guys want me to make a video like right away, I will make it one of the videos I make next. But the difference between linear time and what quantum physics has now taught us about time. So like linear time is what pretty much the whole world is operating on right now, and it's now proven to be absolutely false. And that's that time has a past, present, and future. I'm actually writing about this in my book, Reinvent Yourself. I don't know, by the time you watch this, it might be out, so check in the description if it is out by then. But I'm talking about the difference between linear and quantum physics, because linear time has now been proven to be absolutely false. There is no past, present, and future. There are infinite realities all happening at once, and time happens simultaneously. So if I had a diagram, if I was just like kind of, if you guys want to imagine with me right now to understand how time isn't real, what quantum physics taught us about time is not only have they noticed that one particle can exist in multiple places all at once, but everything is on circular time, and it has to do with all the different infinite realities that you are in. And if you also want a better understanding in this, you want to go look in the description called Law of Correspondence. This helps understand like how we link up to these realities. But whatever you are in the vibration of, or whatever you are corresponding internally, is going to allow you to sync up to whatever's going on in this circle. So you can just imagine you being a little dot on this circle, and whatever your feet are on right now is whatever you are giving the vibration off, whatever you're perceiving in your current reality. And just like a wheel of fortune where they like spin the wheel or whatever, all you have to do is shift your vibration, and then you will start perceiving, you'll spin the wheel that you're standing underneath, and you'll hop into a new reality. Time isn't real. It's been proven. And so as you're waking, and as you are going through the spiritual awakening, you're becoming more and more aware of this. So you either lose track in time, you will leverage time, as in you will not operate in past, present, future, and how long things tend to take and how things typically take. You just have a strong sense of, I make my way, things work out for me in the way that I want them to work out, and miracles happen for me. So say I'll use me for an example. If you're talking to a book publishing company or whatever, and they want, their average time is to do like this long process, and you're like, okay, sure, whatever. I feel like this isn't the best example because of the way I'm explaining it, but long story short, what I'm saying is, you are not accustomed and limited to the way things normally work when it comes to time. You are not operating in past, present, future. You are not operating in, well, this is how long it normally takes. You're using it as a reference, to help operate and co-create with the rest of the world, but you're not letting it like dominate your sense of being. And then last but not least, when it comes to time, you are, you are also leveraging time in a sense where you are creating time. So this is kind of in a stage where if you're not really in the beginner stage of a spiritual awakening, you start to realize that you are literally in control of your time. So do this. This is really, really, really crazy. Next time you're in a rush from somewhere, I know a lot of you guys are on quarantine right now, like most of the world should be, and so you're not really rushing around from place to place right now, but next time you're rushing somewhere, notice how fast time is going. And watch yourself like literally be late while you're worried about being late, rushing, blah, 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 blah. But then the time after that, while you are like rushing the second time, or you can skip that part if you want to. But this is just to really use them as a memory, like an experiment measurement. I don't know why I couldn't get that word out, for you to notice the difference in like how your thoughts literally affect your reality. That when you realize that, when you become conscious that, hey, I'm freaking out, I'm rushing, and you start to slow down, and then you get the belief out of your head that I'm going to be late, I might be late, that, hey, I know it seems like I'm a little behind right now, but I'll catch up, it's fine. And then you'll notice that you literally start to shift and control time. Time is starting to literally move very slow for you now. And another example is, you could be driving somewhere, and what might take 15 minutes, like say you need to be somewhere at 9 o'clock, and it is, and you haven't even left your house yet, and it takes 15 minutes to get there, and it is now 8:50. So technically you would be late by 5 minutes. If you have the belief that, oh my gosh, I'm going to be late, and roll with what seems logical, what seems like what would linear time make sense, like past, present, future, like obviously that's math. I can tell like I'm going to be late no matter what, unless I speed. You get that result. That's operating in linear like way of thinking. That's operating in a 3-dimensional way of being. That's operating in the way that most of the world is. So when you begin to wake up from that, when you get to raise to a higher frequency, you transform into higher dimensions, you realize that you control time. So even though it might say 15 minutes, and mathematically that makes sense to make, you'd be late by 5 minutes. If you become to like literally shift into the state where you're like, I'm not going to be late, it's going to work out, I'll be there on time, if not early. Watch yourself get there at like 8:55, even though you were 5 minutes, you're going to be 5 minutes late. Now you're 5 minutes early. So it's really crazy, and all has to do with quantum physics. So like I said, time is a really complex subject in itself. As you can guys tell, I kind of talked about this one the most. So if you guys want me to do more videos on that, just let me know. But also let me know in the comments, which one of these 5 are you experiencing, if any? And if you know someone who feels like they're going crazy, someone who might be going through a spiritual awakening, make sure you share this video with them so that they can come to peace and have a better understanding as to why things are happening in their life. As always, my friends, I love you so much. I will see you soon. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. And as always, dream big, live large, and be live. Bye.